So let's check our understanding between hazards and injuries. So a hazard then is anything that has the potential to cause damage or harm to an individual or individuals. And that anything could be a concrete thing, i.e. a hard physical thing, or an abstract thing. And we'll look at some examples just now. So let's take the example of a fairly old tennis court in the local park. So it's an open area. What sort of things could cause hazards then to the players who are thinking about playing tennis on that court? Well, for example, the outer fence could be damaged, it could be broken, there could be bits sticking up and pointing out, and that could cause potential injuries, and we'll come to the difference in a moment. So those are hazards. The floor, the surface could be uneven, it could have broken glass on the surface, it could have dog feces on the surface or fox feces on the surface, it could be slippery from the rain. So water on the surface. It could the net itself could be broken and bits dangling down, which could potentially be a trip hazard, for example. If we look at a swimming pool as another example, water around the outside of the pool obviously creates a slippy floor, which then becomes a potential slip hazard. Equally, if we go into the sports hall, if we are playing a game of basketball and other basketballs are lying around on the side of the court, they haven't been stored away properly, they also could be potential hazards. Someone's tracksuit top or sweatshirt that they've flung aside because they're too hot but isn't quite stored away safely could also be a trip hazard. So these are examples of hazards. Now we looked at injuries as well. So what we've got to be very careful of is not to say things like concussion is a hazard. Concussion is a result of impact. All right, broken legs or broken arms from tripping over that ball or that net or that bench that was left out. Those are injuries. Similarly, sprained ankles or cuts or bruises or abrasions are injuries that may have come about because of the hazard, but they are distinct. So please bear in mind that hazards then are concrete things, physical things that could potentially cause injury, or abstract things. So when I say abstract, I mean, for example, the sun. If you are playing a game of tennis again and you're in the sun, or you're playing cricket or whatever, and you see in the sun and you can't see the ball, potentially that could hit you and that could cause injury. So that is an abstract example of an abstract hazard. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Clear up those two things. Don't be confused between hazard and injury.